10 o'clock. It is May 6th. We're in Condon today. This is the Gilliam County Court regular meeting. A quorum has been established and we will now have the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Beautiful spring weather. We do need to wait until 10:05 because that is the published time of the budget hearing. So we'll wait a few minutes until we get to 10:05.
Approve it first, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have questions.
Oh, I'm just learning about. Yeah, real quick.
No, a printed one yet, yeah, no, not yet, hopefully you guys have no edits, and then we will, we'll get it printed and.
What's the other?
Hi, Jessica. This is me, size.
Hi, Nate.
Maybe we can go off the meeting or.
I think so. I don't think it took very much.
It was until 10:05 when our budget hearings.
That's not something to do.
Wow, they published it.
Nope.
They went down and
We've opened it, we started, well,
we're good. So. The other one took so much because they built it up. That event here, they built it up, so people straight across it and did it all. So it took way more on that one.
Watching clock in the bigger.
No, having been cheaper, they just built a ramp up into the.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll just get my copy. So.
Great.
I just got it this morning, but also the other side, we get all of it.
Okay. Do you want to do that during correspondence? Sure that everything's still very good.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
But not all minutes gonna be here. I'm just.
then he will hear it. Maybe.
Just.
Oh, okay, you're gonna be here through the whole thing. We're not.
Is Jessica gonna be here for the whole thing? She said that you said like 10:20 or something for her to spot. I think we'll be here, and then she's got. You. I'll just wait about this.
Oh, okay, you'll do it in your report.
I got an update from the engineer, so I'll email it. I just got it this morning, but I'll send it to you later today. Okay. On the delineation, on the mitigation alternative. Yeah, the engineer. Yes. Okay. Just got it this month. I'll have it to you today. Maybe we would call. Are there any issues so far? I haven't gotten clear through it, but I think they're moving. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a straightforward project. The vernal nature of the pool is not interesting.
Oh, there she is. Hi. We're not waiting on you. We're waiting on something else. And this is Jessica Meta. Oh, it fell and broke. We heard that one's been ordered. One. Yes. All right, it is 10:05, and the public hearing for the fiscal year 2026-27 budget is called to order. The county court would like to hear from the public regarding the fiscal year 2026-27 budget during this hearing. The public hearing is your opportunity to comment on the budget before the county court makes a decision. We want to hear what you have to say and want you to give us your point of view. If you wish to comment at the budget hearing, you will have an opportunity to do so at this time. All persons commenting must be recognized by the judge. Please speak clearly and slowly and state your name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Conflict of interest. At this time, I will ask the members of the county court if they have a conflict of interest. Please indicate the nature and extent of the conflict of interest and indicate whether you intend to participate or to abstain from the hearing. I will declare an actual conflict of interest due to my own compensation and that of my family members within the budget. I do intend to participate in the hearing.
I'm going to declare actual conflict of interest due to my own compensation and that of family members within the budget. I intend to participate in the hearing.
I must also declare an actual conflict of interest due to my own compensation and that of the family members within the budget. I intend to participate in the hearing.
Okay. Does any member of the audience wish to challenge the ability of any member of the county court to hear this matter? All right. We'll begin with public testimony. Any online testimony?
No.
Any in-person testimony that's not been signed in? Wait a few minutes just to make sure.
Do you have anybody online?
There are people online. 8 people, I think.
Okay. As no public comment has been offered, I will close the public hearing. We're going to 3.1. Consider approval of resolution 2026-06. Adoption of fiscal year 26-27 budget, making appropriations and inflicting taxes for fiscal year July 1st, 26 to June 30th, 27.
I forgot my budget briefing, but I believe that there was an error found within the LD1 replat. That was found how to do with the transfers that were coming out of wind energy SIPs. There's ultimately there's 1 line item out of wind energy SIPs, but there's 2 line items in the revenue side of the general fund. So I just missed that $11,000. So we just took that in the unappropriated ending balance for Fund 235. It doesn't change the bottom line of what's being. I thought that's still 98,272. It was just that. Transfers. You also see like on the resolution itself that there's a couple funds that have 0 on them, and that's solely because it's the funds are just unappropriated. That doesn't mean it's not money in that fund. It's the last 3 that you see there, the whole 7.
Yeah.
Insurance, same shop there. Also, that assessment and taxation fund 310 is phasing out, so there's nothing. So there's no concerns there. Any questions?
I do want to make a couple of comments. So the homestead rebate amount that is budgeted for and we will be implementing at the maximum of $1,500 for qualifying homeowner, same as we did last year. You explain the appropriation, and then we've added the narrative you'll see in the budget document, which has been really effective. I do know that Autumn and Brooklyn together worked on a more uniform format. Last year was the first year we attempted it, so it wasn't as uniform. So now we refined it to an overview of the budget, major changes, goals for the fiscal year, and then the revenue side. So it's in a unified format this year. Additionally, your summary that you brought forth, Commissioner Wilkins, I think it was a Crook County perhaps? And you're gonna implement, you want to speak to that?
We created on the GTH budget, which is like a high level overcap of our revenues and expenses and challenges, budget, snapshot of what's in the budget book. That's how we're being on 2 pages. That's the most risk. Shout out.
Oh, thank you for bringing that. Yeah, I should implement it. That's good. Is there anything further on the budget? Okay. Okay, we have
Do we see that this now the corrections? So
The
we never had it.
we didn't have to just think this. They chose not to go with that self.
They adjusted it on us.
Thank you for the really clean budget process. Great job. It'll be easier and easier.
Yeah, yes, and of course, next year will be, since we don't have that sorted out yet, so it was still a spreadsheet, next year we'll have. For it. Different again next year.
Easier for you on your end.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want to look at, I'll just point you to it, and then you can look at it on your own time. But if you look at the Veteran Services Report, there's a document attached to that Sherman County utilizes, and it shows the format of they use Cassell for their budgeting. So it just shows their reports, as opposed to how we've done it this year, which is Excel. All right. Any further discussion before we move to a motion on the resolution? Well, okay.
I'll move to approve resolution number R 2026-06, adopting the fiscal year 2026-27 budget, making appropriations, and imposing, categorizing taxes, amount of $98,640,272, and the tax rate of 3.8450 per 1,000 assessed value of all taxable property within Fiscal County.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution R 2026-06. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Go for it. Thank you. All right. 4.0 Correspondence Public Comment. Individuals wishing to address the county court may do so at this time and at other times throughout the meeting. Speakers are asked to raise their hand, be recognized by the chair, and give their name and city, and limit comments to 3 minutes. Do we have anyone who signed up for public comment? No, nothing on the sheet back there?
No, nobody had signed in.
Anyone in the audience? 4.1 Fiscal Year 26 Operational Support Final Grant Report, South Gilliam County Health District. It's included in your packet. 4.2 Email from Roger Pondy, Umatilla County Housing Authority regarding Columbia Hills Manor. I do want to point to that. 4.2 Columbia Hills Manor, as I understand, had a board of directors that is not active. I believe one of the board members approached Umatilla County Housing Authority with the concept of taking over Columbia Hills Manor. Columbia Hills Manor is a senior income-based housing facility in Arlington. They're letting us know we have no role in any approval. This is just a communication that they will be taking over the management of Columbia Hills Manor. And I did ask the question if the city of Arlington was aware, and they said they were communicating with the city of Arlington as well.
I didn't see a date in here. I didn't remember.
When it's going to take effect,
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
I just.
Yeah. And there is
Does our board just dissolve then and they are just under the Umatilla?
that's what I'm assuming is going to happen.
that they will
I
be.
think it was like that 2 or 3 years ago. They only had 2 board members
Mhm.
left.
Right. It's a
Yeah.
very important facility for that population.
That was all built state grants, I think, too.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
I think so. And within the email, you'll also see discussion about further relationship with the Umatilla County Housing Authority, which I believe is a conversation for another day, but perhaps we want to have Mr. Condi come or attend virtually to tell us more
Yeah.
about something like that. What are your thoughts on that? Okay. All right.
Especially when, if we have another housing,
Mhm.
get together,
Right.
so.
Okay, 4.3 Treasurer's Report. Within your packet, you will see the Treasurer's Report. I do think he had an explanation of some investment information for this period of March.
So the question I have about it is why, cause I think so 205 is a weed department, correct?
Mhm.
And
Oh, I'd have to look that up.
it shows the weed department as
Yeah,
having interest when I don't think they have any money, so I'm like, I'm,
Show them that having interest.
we need to make sure the treasurer, are you online, Nathan? Okay, he is down the hall. Should we bring him in? I don't feel we should speak for that if he's here to speak to it. Yeah, would you please do that, Autumn? I appreciate that.
cause I saw that before on one of those, it's like all the other funds that actually have money
Mhm.
lose money, but the one that is actually doesn't have a,
Yeah, we'll see what he has to say.
What was the amount?
it's only 202, but when it was the 900,000, it was like 1,000, it showed. So I don't understand why it's.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, Commissioner Watkins.
So I just had a question about the, interest distribution that you gave us. So the weed department 205 shows getting $202 when the rest of them are in the.
It's because their fund balance is negative,
Okay,
so they basically loan money to us.
okay.
It's weird, it's a sign thing, right? So you got a positive, normally they're all positives and we department would be negative, so they'd have a negative interest because we loan money to them. And since the interest distribution is negative, flip the
Then it
signs the other
flips
way.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
I just wondered.
yeah, it looks weird,
Yeah, because it's like they have no money, but
right?
according to this, we're giving them money.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Any further questions?
No,
All right,
All right, cool, that needs.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, Nathan.
Okay, 5.0 consent agenda. Gilliam County Veteran Services Program third quarter report of activities. Is our veteran service officer online or did he just present the report this time? Okay, all right. Within your packet, you will see the Veteran Services report. Now that the budget has been approved, we did include a $10,000 supplement for veteran services for additional outreach that we will be working on. We've talked about some ideas previously to make sure that we have that outreach that we need for our veteran community, which we're told is a large number, 200 resident veterans and 80 veterans that are contract workers. So that's, to me, a large percentage of what we do. So, all right. 5.2, consider appointment of Amy Nation, Juvenile Director, as county representatives to Four Rivers Early Learning Hub. I want to make sure that I touch on the fact that I was a member of the Four Rivers Early Learning Hub as a Gilliam County representative. However, with the addition of joining MCED, I need to make sure that I have the capacity to spend my energy on that board. And
participating in the Early Learning Hub meetings, the Sherman County Juvenile Director is a member of that. So I thought it would be appropriate for our Juvenile Director to be part of that. And she has agreed. 5.3, consider approval of bills pending review, and 5.4, consider approval of regular meeting minutes from April 15th, 2026. So those are the items on the consent agenda.
So is that the first payment we've made to Marino and Company?
Yes, that's the first payment. Yes.
I don't have any questions. I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, 6.0, unfinished business, update from Marina and Company on audit Cassell project. All right.
Good morning.
Rochelle, are you there?
Oh, we are here. Can you hear us?
Or maybe it's
No, Tanya's
Tanya.
I'm here as well. This is Tanya.
We're working on a connection on our end.
I'm not sure why they're not.
Good morning. Are you able to hear us?
Tanya, we can hear you. They're just having issues upstairs in the courtroom and they're trying to get sound going, so just stand by.
Good morning. This is-
Why can't we hear them?
This
We
is
don't have
Tanya.
sound on your end, so can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you, and I
We
can
can't
hear
you,
Rochelle
so
talking
hold on
as
for
well.
just a moment.
I don't know what's happening.
I think us folks on Zoom land can hear each other, but I don't think they can hear us.
Oh, yeah, we have it on the computer now, but we're trying to get it on the owl. Technology,
Oh,
which is better than nothing, but.
Sometimes.
Mhm.
I don't know if you need us to talk so that you can try to.
All right,
You can hear us now?
yes,
great.
whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Good morning. I'm Tanya Moffett with Marina and Company. I'm a partner, and I have Rochelle Duncan Friend with me as well from our team.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Morning.
Good morning. So we are here to give you an update on the work that we've been doing for the county. And one of the things that we have noted is that it appears that most of the issues that we are looking at, the cause is due to the software conversion from Chavs to Cassell. A lot of it is due to the export from Chavs, because Chavs is not a normal off-the-shelf accounting software. Normally, you can export everything and it just comes over. What we have found is that because Chavs does not have that feature, a lot of it was input manually. So several entries were recorded incorrectly, including reversing the signs. So what that means is, like, accounts payable was entered as a positive instead of a negative number, which misrepresented balances as a receivable. So if accounts payable means that you owe somebody money, and it looks like an accounts receivable, like that somebody owes the county money, that the county should receive money. So we have identified some errors that are from the manual input that came over from Chavs. We also identified some specific errors where
based off of the date that things were entered, things came over, everything that had been entered prior to December 31st, it appears that that information came over, but there was some entries that were done between December 31st and January 6th, we believe, that were post-dated back to December. That's very common in our accounting land. But those entries that were made did not make it over to the conversion to Cassell. And so it appears that things were recorded in Shavs, but then due to the date that was picked, there was basically a cutoff issue, which prevented proper recognition of things, including property taxes. We also noted that some items were recorded in the property tax software and Chavs, as far as we know, but they hadn't been captured in Cassell, which is the new accounting software, which caused property tax payable to like districts and cities to appear incorrectly as receivables. There was also some timing issues with the system. So in Cassell, there was a thing called, in Cassell, there's like a pooled cash. And then in Chavs, it's called cash on hand. So there was also some timing differences with that as well. So that's why we're seeing some of the cash issues. Basically, all of these errors ultimately flow through to fund balance, and they impact revenues and expenditures, liabilities, receivables. And so there's just some things in the system that we're like, we go through, we identify one, we fix it, then we look and we find something else. So it's currently distorting the county's financial position. So we're actively working through these corrections and trying to resolve them as quickly as possible for the county. Does anybody have questions for me? I know that's a lot of information. Or Rochelle.
How about time?
We don't know because we haven't identified everything. So
Right.
unfortunately, it's kind of like picking at a string. Like we pick at it and then it starts to come apart, and then we find out that there's a hole over here, and then we have to go and look at that and try to repair that. So we don't exactly know how long, because there have been things in the system that have been tried to correct things. So we've got to make sure that somebody hasn't corrected it later on when we have identified an error.
What are your questions? So just
Keep going.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and that brings up the next, so we contacted our legal counsel about the procurement issue, because up to $25,000, we have the ability to, just decide, select a contract. In this particular case, we did reach out to 3 contractors initially and selected this company. We expect this is going to bump up against, it actually already is bumping up against that threshold. So I personally don't believe that we have any choice but continue on, but have good dialogue about where we are with the expenses. For this, I think we all are trying to get it resolved as quickly as possible. Anything we can do to help as well. And protecting public funds in this expense. Did I articulate that correctly for you? Okay,
Yes.
And how do you feel about, what are your thoughts on the expense side?
So how is it different when you end up, with a project that goes over?
We have an obligation to anticipate if it did, go over, but we did our due diligence on those three cost estimates, which is all we have to do, between 25,000 and 250,000. If this were going to be below $25,000, we would have had no obligation, but we went back and looked to see what was our course of action, which our legal counsel asked us to do. Should we go above the 25,000? So I'm just full disclosure, this appears it's going to cost more than the 25,000.
It has to be fixed.
We have to fix it.
Gotta go forward.
Yes, and we have, I think, the right people to identify what to do to get us through our audit. Do you have, Rochelle, you're working more like the hands-on portion. Do you have any, things you have identified that you can just kind of tell us about, so we can see what the progress has been?
Yes,
What
certainly.
timeline? Okay.
Certainly. One of the things that we've been focusing on, particularly this last week, is the property tax reconciliation. And Tanya touched on this a little bit, but due to some of the timing constraints with the conversion from Chavs to Cassell, there were property tax receipts posted in Chavs that didn't make it into Cassell. And so as we're going through, we're able to identify and really tie out the revenue coming in from property taxes and then the expenses going out to the districts, the cities, who are you're collecting on their behalf. So we were able to identify a number of revenues and a number of expenses that did not make it into Cassell, and we are proposing entries to correct those. That was one of the big things that we've been working on. Another area that we're finding and making progress is in the cash reconciliations. So Tanya mentioned the cash on hand, which is what Chaves calls cash accounts. And then in Cassell, there's a new format of cash allocated. So a journal entry essentially had to be done to move balances from cash on hand to cash allocated. And what we found is that the entry that was made did not move the correct balance. And so there are some lingering amounts in cash on hand that we really need to figure out why they're still there and if they should have been moved to begin with. And so we've been digging into those and have found and corrected a number of them, and there are still a few more to look through. But that is a large piece of what was causing some of the cash variances that we saw to begin with.
But it sounds like they're making progress.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're meeting with county personnel on a weekly basis to
Mhm.
make sure that we're making progress. And county personnel have been very helpful in that, like, if there's something that they can do for us to try to make it a little bit faster, they're trying to prepare those schedules or get us the information as quickly as possible and do some of the work so that we don't like try to keep the bill down. So.
Mhm. Did you have anything to add, Brooklyn?
No, just, of course, as we've said, we really appreciate the work you guys are doing and look forward to the continued work you will do, and eager to have it resolved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think maybe we could do this. Hopefully it doesn't go on too many more months, but if we're still working on it in another month, would you like to have another in-person on the progress? Like this, not in person, but virtual?
Yeah.
Okay,
That'd be great.
I think the benefit is everyone, including the public, is hearing it from the horse's mouth, and I think that's effective. And then we can see what we're doing for moving forward and where we were versus where we are in another 30 days. So I would, we can get you that meeting schedule right away so you know. So I think we should go ahead and schedule that. And if we have to call it off because we're done, that would be great news. And we just get a final report from you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. That is all, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, 7.0 new business and 7.1 presentation from McKed, Mid-Columbia Economic Development District, Jessica Mehta. Come on up, you can both. Come on. Nate, are you coming with her?
I know.
Oops. Okay. Right.
I do have slides.
Oh, okay.
Can you email them to me?
Oh, okay. Wait, actually, can you like make me up?
Yes, I see that you
On the basis of panelists?
It's just been a player for like years and years of
Oh, excuse me.
suggestions.
You move the microphone a little closer?
Oh, you want to be able to hear her? Perfect. Yes, thank you. Do you want to come up a little closer? No,
Sure, won't scare you.
no, it won't scare me. You don't scare me, Ronald. Slideshow. Is that right? Okay. Okay, there, great. Well, good morning, commissioners and judge. Thank you for letting me come today. So as you know, at the end of March, Gilliam County is now officially part of MCED. And so I thought this would just be a good opportunity to kind of give an overview of what we do and how we might work together with the county. So I'm the executive director. I've been there. I've been executive director since 2020, but with MCED since 2007. So our mission is to promote the creation of family wage jobs, diversification of the economic base, and the growth, development, and retention of business and industry within our 6-county district. And this is my goofy map that I tweaked for today's presentation, but we are actually working on this. Just this morning, we did receive an updated image from our graphic designer with Gilliam County included. But so as you can see, we serve Hood River, Wasco, Sherman, and Gilliam County in Oregon, Skamania, and Klickitat in Washington. We were originally formed in 1969 by the 5 original counties, just recognizing that our economic fates are closely tied together. We are federally recognized by the U.S. Economic Development Administration, which is what was part of the lengthy process to amend the boundaries. So we are governed by currently it's a 22-member board of directors with, it has a county commissioner from each of the counties, a representative of the cities of each of the counties. It has a representative of the ports of Oregon and ports of Washington that rotates between the port entities. Chambers and representative for each side, and then 9 private sector representatives, 8 for things like higher education, healthcare, tech, ag, forestry, so to represent our key industries. So we really group our work into 3 focus areas: business assistance, technical assistance, and regional coordination. Under business assistance, that is where we have a lending program, which I'm going to go into detail a little bit. We do have business loan funds. We also have a little bit of money to support development of workforce housing, attainable housing, which is funds, 2 million that we received from Regional Solutions a number of years ago. We have, we do various trainings for businesses. We work to kind of support essential industry sectors. So like we do a lot to work to support the tech industry of the Gorge with an organization that we help staff. Also, there's pieces we've done around renewable energy, wine growers, arts and culture, healthcare. So that's where we can just serve as that convener of these different industries to talk about what we can do to help them be more successful. Entrepreneurship and innovation, we've been able to get a few grants from Business Oregon the last few years to really work with both our main streets, and then also this concept of innovators. So somebody that's making something that you can sell out of the area to bring more revenue in, and what can we do? Have staff work with those folks to connect them to resources so that their businesses can be successful. Under this one, we actually have some events that we're working on right now with the Frontier Chamber through some kind of shared grants that we had gotten. And so our business lending program is something we've been doing since the 80s, and our target is we help businesses that are not eligible for traditional commercial loans. So, you know, you have a new concept, you're a new owner, if you can't show 6 months of profitability or have, significant collateral, you're not going to get a bank loan. And that's where we can step in and help show that proof of concept and get you started and then help you graduate to a commercial bank loan. So in Sherman County, we've more recently Hotel Moro received a loan from us, and that one actually was in partnership with Bank of Eastern Oregon, which is nice when we can partner.
Right.
We often, more typically, we do them all on our own, but we can partner with
Okay.
banks. And I was going to reach out to the Bank of Eastern Oregon to
Great.
let them know that we now serve Gilliam County, which we do. We do have, we had some, I was looking and we had enough flexible loan funds that I feel comfortable saying that we could make a loan in Gilliam County right now if we wanted to.
Oh,
Just got a question. So you say parting, is that like matching amounts or just?
In this case with Hotel Moro, it was 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20 or, yeah. So we can take a subordinate position in collateral. We could take all kinds of crazy stuff as collateral and be in poor positions.
Can I ask, so this might be getting too deep in the weeds, but as an example of that, I thought I heard you say that it would move into a traditional loan on the lending side.
Not automatically, but that is the
the
hope.
goal.
So a lot of times we can make the payment be something that the business can afford,
Oh,
but with like a large balloon
okay,
at the end.
got it.
And the intention is that after a few years, they are bankable by a
Mhm.
commercial bank, and so they'll go and get
Okay,
a bank loan to take
Got it.
us out.
I see.
Because these are riskier businesses, our interest rates do tend to be a little bit higher.
Right.
Dirty Cowgirl
Mhm.
also received a loan. We do retail. This is retail and restaurant in the Dalles. We do all kinds of businesses, really.
Right.
And so again, we've been doing this since the 1980. We've done 329 loans, 24 million loans out. So it's revolving. So as folks pay off, then we are able to loan those dollars back out. We also, besides McKed's own loan funds, we help administer 2 other loan boards. And so in 2025, I'd say we made 1.1 million in new loans. And that's McKed as well as these other 2 lending boards. The second leg of our work we call technical assistance, and this is where we do a lot, especially with our local government partners, to help with project management, grant writing, grant administration. This is where, for example, in Sherman County, we have some extra capacity under a contract with Sherman County to work really closely with the cities to help move their infrastructure projects. All of the cities in Sherman County have water and wastewater constrictions on growth. And so we can help work with their, limited staff to move those projects forward, to apply for state or federal funding. And then a lot of times, once they do receive grant funds to do the projects, they can include grant administration costs. And so then they can contract with us to help with the administration of that. Also things in Sherman County we help administer, they have a grant program for housing to help, which actually we originally developed it after talking with Pioneer CDC. So we administer that housing grant program for Sherman County.
All right.
And we host at least quarterly gatherings of the cities of Sherman County to just like learn and talk together. Which I was thinking we could potentially invite Condon and Arlington to come to those. I know the League of Oregon City does that as well, but it's sometimes it's helpful to have more local convenings. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was. So these are examples. Lyle, Washington, we recently helped administer a grant to install some EV chargers at a market there. And then the lower is the city of Cascade Locks upgraded their wastewater treatment system a number of years ago. And we administered the grants on that. And then that third leg is regional coordination, and that's where we can just kind of lean into that role of covering more than one entity and bringing people together to talk about how to solve problems that are affecting everybody. In the past, we've done more or less with some of these topics. Broadband, right now we have a brownfields grant that helps identify and make a plan for any kind of contamination on properties. Housing, on the housing front, we mostly serve as a kind of an informational convening role. We haven't done a lot, like on the ground. We try to work with like the housing authority, for example, to do that. But that's where we have like our lending program for housing. Transportation, we actually do quite a bit with the regional transit entities. So each of the counties, like Gilliam County, has their own transit service. And we've pulled them together. Originally we called it Gorge TransLink. Now we're just kind of leaning into the Gorge Transit name. And by pulling everybody together, we've really worked over the last 15 years or so to make a seamless system for folks to be able to easily transfer between all of the systems. We have an annual pass that all of the systems recognize. For $40, you can go on any of these services for the year. And we have an employee, what we call our mobility manager, that really tries to support the transit systems with what they need to grow. Right now, she's working on like a project to help bus stops. So these small transit providers, what do they need to do if they want to install bus stops? We actually are just submitting grant applications for the next round of this work. And she did reach out to Gilliam County Transit to see what we can do. So one of the pieces that we're hoping is to really build out service along 84. And connect with Morrow County. Morrow County wants to do service from, I'm not going to get I don't know if it's from Boardman to the Dows. And how can we make sure that Sherman County and the Gilliam County are all connecting in with that? Yes, so we've already been pulling Todd into conversations to just, again, it's to just kind of learn together and be a stronger system. And then
potentially we could take somebody from Condon to Arlington and they could get on a Boardman and go to Portland if that was the case.
Yes. Yeah, so hopefully, ideally, right, there'd be a stop in Arlington. I should know right now, do you have like there's two services that are up. I mean, there's Greyhound and then
No, we don't have that.
there's no Greyhound.
We don't have.
Arlington.
There's a newer service that the state funded. I'm not gonna get the name right, but I know like they're stopping at the Dallas Transit Center, and I wonder. Anyway, I'll look at that up, but yes, so that it would be the intention is that somebody could get on in Arlington and go all the way to Portland. The other regional convening piece that we are required to do with our relationship with the EDA is develop a comprehensive economic development strategy every 5 years. So our current strategy goes through 2027, and we did update it with an appendix to add Gilliam County in as part of the requirement for amending the boundaries. But we are about to start the large regional process to work on the next plan. And what that looks like is a series of community meetings that move around the 6 counties to really build on each other and bring all of our partners together. So it's an in-person session where, the first meeting we talk about what are the demographics and economic data for this region look like. And then, based on that, what are the industry sectors that we really want to lean into over the next 5 years? What is that, that SWOT analysis to help us identify areas that we can latch on to opportunities for the region. And then from there, vision and goals. And once we have the goals, what are the strategies to meet the goals? And then what are the metrics that we need? So those 6 community meetings will move around the region, including a session in Gilliam County. It's just the tentative schedule right now that we'll actually be talking about later today with our MCED's executive committee. But yes, so this is the hope, and we hope that folks from Gilliam County participate in the sessions, as well as, of course, helping us host a session out here. We also, as part of the comprehensive economic development strategy, every 5 years we update the whole thing, but annually we update an appendix which has the list of priority infrastructure projects for the region. And this list is really helpful as folks are applying for grants or congressionally directed spending, or legislative advocacy to just show how important these projects are to the region. And the last few years, we have included projects from Gilliam County in our list. So we have we had a top 10 list of key Oregon side projects and key 10 in the Washington side. So now this year we have 11, since including Gilliam County. So we have, broadband, here you go, you're on this page. So we've tended to group them into categories to allow us to like squeeze a few more projects onto the list. But anyway, broadband was one of your key projects. And then also, the city of Condon has a few water projects that, look like we're looking to try to make some progress this year. So. Right. So just kind of where we see our role, we definitely help be that on the ground connection to the EDA. If you're applying for EDA funding for things, we definitely need to be a part of that. We can help amplify your messages. One county saying this is important can feel different than a region saying this is important. The business lending, which I've noted, we're hopeful to be able to get some loans out in Gilliam County. I would say lending in Sherman County is, granted that you're 2,000 folks or so, I can't imagine we're gonna make a lot of loans in Sherman County. We don't make a lot of loans in Sherman County, but we are hopeful that we can help support your businesses. So this is kind of what we're hoping to do. Right.
Yeah.
We do have a monthly newsletter we can make sure that you guys are getting, and it does a good recap of everything. One fun event that we actually have coming up towards the end of the month is we call Gorge Pitch Fest, which is it's kind of like a mini Shark Tank where businesses have applied to then present their concept to a panel of judges and walk away with the largest is about a $10,000 grant. So it's in the Dalles, and you get dinner for free, and then you get to vote on the audience favorite gets a prize. So anyway, it's a fun event. I'll share that with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Oh, I think we're ready to jump in. This is wonderful. It's what we've needed. Such a long wait. And I think just the message that keeps coming back to me in this role now, almost 2 years in, is economic development is the key to a lot of things that the government deals with that can end up on our plate as programs that we have to continue to serve. But when the economy is strong, some of those issues go away, and the economy is driving increased property taxes, which means increased funding for services that we provide. So it's just the key to so much. And I think this is what we've needed. I'm really excited. And I think we have a very good relationship with Sherman County, who can guide us in the things that we need to learn to make this successful. It's going to take a little bit of time for us to get up to speed. But want to be there, want to participate. I think everyone, did you have anything you wanted to say?
So on the grant writing part, is it just around economic development, or is it any grant writing? It's narrowed down to just.
Yeah, we've tended to lean into, especially like infrastructure, water, wastewater, broadband, things like that. So, we haven't written grants, for example, for like natural resource issues or public safety. But that's kind of where.
Did you do the EV charging grant that through ODOT?
Yes, we have done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We have done a number of like energy.
With the transportation building over in Sherman County, is that correct?
The bus barn?
Yes.
They had asked us to help make that project happen, and then I think they ended up having somebody else that was doing it, and it just felt like we were too many cooks, so we stepped back. But yes, that is a thing that we can do to help, projects like that, make sure like the bus barn gets built and meets rules and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Yeah.
I think housing, commercial, private housing, commercial, we have such a need. you know, at both ends. I mean, that's always, but I don't know how much you guys have done down like a commercial apartment or something,
Yeah,
complex or something like that. Have you guys done that before?
no, we haven't. When it comes to,
You did.
well, the business loan, yes, on the housing loan program,
Okay.
yes, has funded
Mhm.
things like that.
Mhm.
Yes,
Does it expand to Gilliam County now?
I think we would have to, I think the board just has to approve that it includes Gilliam County. But that's a case where like, we weren't the developers, for example. Right, we're not developers.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, but that's where a developer in the Dalles and in Hood River came and said, you know, can we get, and that's the housing loan program has been around like, you know, I would say 4 to 6% interest, so it tries to be
Mhm.
supportive, and while they're paying the loan back, it makes sure that the rental rates that they're charging are at that up to 120% of area median income.
Oh.
Once the loan is paid off, then it doesn't have any of that restriction on. It's not permanent.
Higher than you think it is.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Incentivizing development, that's what I think of when I think of how do we make some of this happen?
Mhm.
And we've had a great relationship with Pioneer Community Development Corporation for many, many years that has helped with that. So somehow all working together, I can see a partnership.
Yeah, and I'm gonna meet with
Good.
Rob later
Mhm.
today.
Yeah, right. Hey, do you have anything else?
No, thank you. I'm just
Yeah,
glad
yeah.
I finally got the copy.
Yeah, it took some time.
Jessica frequently drags me along.
Oh.
We work really well together.
For 10 years. I mean, Judge Joe always says that like, he'll call Jessica first and then call me second if he's got a problem to sort, so.
So just for the record,
Oh.
anybody watching, this is Nate Stice, Governor's Office Regional Solutions. And very, very helpful. Whatever we have that we're dealing with, we just bounce it off each other and.
Yeah, and with McKed's change, our boundaries are drawn around the economic development districts. So just for the record
yes.
here, right, like you're now formally a part of the North Central region for regional solutions, which
Okay.
includes all of Jessica's counties except for the Washington
Okay.
one, so we don't care
Right.
about Washington.
Yeah.
Just to work with some.
Good.
Hood River, Wasco, Sherman, and now Gilliam.
Great.
So.
It's great to
I
have
think the
that.
only economic development that goes into Washington like that, or is there other districts?
The one that covers Portland actually does include Clark County.
Okay.
But I would say nation, because economic development districts are nationwide, it is very rare to have a bi-state one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes it can be a blessing and a curse.
yeah, because I remember that it had to be approved by Washington.
Yes.
And also by
Mhm.
ordinance.
Yes.
But yeah.
There's
thank
many
you.
similarities, but there's also a lot of differences because of states.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the counties in Washington are very similar to our counties.
I especially think that you were really similar to Clickitat County with
Mhm.
the, wind
Landfill.
and solar and the landfill.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but I know the
I think
landfills
too.
are competing.
Yeah. Right.
Clickitat County pointed that out to me yesterday.
Oh,
Or not yesterday, but last week I was there.
Plenty of trash to go around.
oh, yes. I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, great.
Thank you for your
so
time
much.
today.
Thank you.
Will I see you
Yes.
later? Okay, great.
At
At four.
I think 4:00. Yes. Did you want to meet before that? Or
Oh, no,
4:00?
that's what I just meant. Like, will you come?
Oh,
to the
yes,
executive committee?
yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Virtually.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're 1:30.
Thank you.
All right. 7.2, consider appointment of Kelly Smith to the Gilliam County Planning Commission. We had a resignation on the Planning Commission. Gib Wilkins resigned. And we have some significant development going on right now. We need an appointment to that position, so that we have a full commission. So do you have any questions about that?
So the only concern I have is that the fact that she's a Gilliam County employee. I don't know how the public's reaction to that. Do we have any?
Well, wasn't Tina Potter a planning
Yeah.
commission member?
She was.
Yeah.
So,
That was the only comparable that I had,
yeah.
and I thought, okay, I
Yeah.
see that. It's a, I'll just leave it up to you.
I don't know. I only mention it because when I was actually running for county commissioner and I was gonna go on the budget committee prior to that election, there was, public outcry from.
Oh, really?
Didn't
Okay.
know, yeah.
Oh.
Planner Stephanie Cases.
Oh, okay.
Good
Stephanie,
morning.
did you have any input?
Well, I just thought I would share a little bit, some history from when I was at Morrow County and then being here. And a little bit of my perspective from the employee portion of it being on the planning commission. I wouldn't see a problem with it as long as there is no conflict with their job. And I think with Kelly being in the assessor's office, sometimes we get data from them from the planning perspective, but they don't really have any input into our decision-making processes. Now, as far as what the public might consider. But the other thing I did want to point out was before appointing the last two last year, we had, this is the first time until Gib resigned that we had a full commission in my time here. It was really, really difficult to recruit for the two vacant positions before. So the fact that we were able to recruit somebody so quickly, I was pretty pleased with that. So just my 2 cents for your guys' consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Is there any other thoughts and discussions?
No,
Good.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
On there, but I just
Yeah,
was bringing that up.
absolutely. Have a opportunity for any type of input. That's, I do think it's volunteer positions are getting harder and harder and harder
They
to
are.
fill.
Yeah.
They're just very, very difficult, and I worry about the future with our volunteerism. Okay.
Okay, I'll move to approve the appointment of Kelly Smith to fill the planning commission vacancy with the term ending December 31st, 2028.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to appoint Kelly Smith to fill planning commission vacancy with term ending December 31st, 2028. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, 7.3, consider appointment of Sean Standiford to the Gilliam County Library Board. Any discussion on this one?
Another board that's
Mhm.
turns them over.
Right.
I'll move to approve the appointment of Sean Stanford to the Liberty Library, sorry, a library board with a term beginning of July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th of 2030.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to approve the appointment of Sean Standiford to the Library Board for the term beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2030. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank
Okay,
you, Vince, for the school district.
yes. Mhm.
In case you're wondering who he is.
Yeah.
7.4, consider amendment number 3 to road use agreement for Oregon Trail Solar.
Makes sense, like we look at these all.
I do, I know. There's a lot of development. Any discussion? There's a briefing, explaining. Right?
So we're just adding the solar.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
right.
Very good. I'll move to approve the third amendment to the road use agreement from Oregon Trail Solar LLC as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the third amendment to the road use agreement for Oregon Trail Solar LLC. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, 7.5. Consider resolution 2026-03 adopting public contracting rules and procedures, class special procurements and findings in support of the class special procurements. 7.5. Anya Mundy did a lot of work with legal counsel on this. Is there anything that you wanted to go over at this time?
Up to date with, apparently the rules we have were kind of long.
Okay,
According, you know, just very odd, according to the legal counsel. And, this just gets them to be less so and, easier to read. They're all in one place, we have them in a couple different resolutions. So now it's all in one place. Should be easier to follow for.
and they follow the newly adopted local contracting rules of the state, correct? Okay. And it's really, there's no change to our overarching 25,000, 250,000. Okay.
A lot in there.
Because there's a lot in there. I hope, if we pass this to create a summary for our departments to take this and have a summary that's user friendly so that they know when they need to
Is this,
do
do
which provision of the procurement.
we have like a statute or something where we're supposed to do this every 2 years or look at this or? Just,
As the contract and rules are approved.
Yeah, I think as they change them at the
Mhm.
state level, then they've been,
it's time to update.
Yeah.
they've been updated as we go, because we have to follow whatever the state procedures are and stuff.
Right.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'll move to adopt resolution 2026-03, adopting public contracting rules and procedures and certain class special procurements and exceptions as presented on behalf of the Gilliam County and on behalf of the Gilliam County Local Contract Review Board.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2026-03. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, 7.6, consider approval of letter of agreement with AFSCME Local 3326 to amend represented employee salary schedule for fiscal year 27. Brooklyn Griffith, Finance Director.
I don't have anything unless you guys have questions. This is just the typical LOA that comes from the union. And we just fill in with our data, the salary schedule that's in there. The only addition to that is the planning director. Is that, I think we already added that, or was that right now?
Yeah,
I think we added
I think we
it.
added it.
I think
We
that's
did
the
add
one
it.
update is that we
Yes.
added the planning director. Everything else should be the same. The proposal is that 3.5% increase, which was recommended by the compensation board for the elected officials. So we just carried that across to these salary schedules. Right.
Good. Good.
Yep.
I'll move to approve the AFSCME Local 3326 letter of agreement as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the letter of agreement with AFSCME. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, consider resolution 2026-04 adopting fiscal year 26-27 salary schedule for non-represented employees, sheriff's office employees, and elected official. So this is everyone else besides the union members.
Aside from the
Okay.
union it's not, the unions is clearly attached to the LOA. This would be, as Judge Patno just said, the represented, the elected officials, sheriff's office, again, which portrays that 3.5% CPI increase for the recommendation.
So the question I have is, do we have to declare an actual conflict of interest and then, which we all have?
You have,
And then-
just to be safe, I have no
Mhm.
idea, probably is bad. doesn't hurt to do it since it is your guys' salary.
That's true.
I'll declare actual conflict of interest because my salary's in there.
I'll declare an actual conflict of interest due to my salary. Those are my family members.
I'll just declare a conflict of interest because of my salary. Also,
Okay,
I move to adopt resolution number R 2026-04.
I'll second the motion.
it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain because we just needed 2 votes. And since I'm going to abstain. And then we're gonna do some research on that in the future. The motion is carried. Just because there's a exception in the OGAC, let me pull it out, since we're talking about it. We did research on this and,
I know that I remember a court meeting when we talked about it way back when it's like, we have to pass the salary schedule.
I think similar, like,
but you just need 2 votes.
to the
yeah.
way that you did, that you're still gonna partake in the
Right.
adopting of the
The
resolution.
budget, the law has changed and there's an exception on the budget, but when it involves our salaries, I called OGEC this morning and talked to them. And there's a vote exception that we have to vote on it, but it only takes 2 votes.
Okay.
So it's passed. Everything's fine, but we're gonna get a procedure, from OGEC.
Yeah,
I just was erring on the side of caution.
yeah, 'cause we have to vote on it. anyway, because
Yeah.
Yes,
There's other people's salaries in there
Right.
too.
Please,
so,
yes.
yes.
not
Right.
just ours.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. I will also say there's been some recent ethics activity going on throughout the state. We just need to be aware, educated, and as careful as we can be. All right, consider resolution 2026-05 declaring a state of drought emergency in Gilliam County. All right, this is the first time, Leah, I think, or Commissioner
I've seen
Watkins,
it
you've been
before.
through it, okay? We haven't. And so there's definitely a procedure that has changed since the last time it was done. Our emergency management coordinator, Chris Fitzsimmons, has been helping us through this and also in cooperation with the Soil and Water Conservation District. If this resolution is approved, the next step is to request drought declaration from the governor. So
9% is in the Sabine.
yes. And it's snowpack, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this helps the SWCD to get funding that they might need to help with
The
it.
producers, yes, do the drought, that's true. All right,
I'll move to adopt resolution 2026-05 declaring a state drought emergency in Gilliam County as presented.
I'll second the motion.
it's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2026-05 declaring a state of drought emergency in Gilliam County as presented. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 7.9, consider approval of fiscal year 25 capital investment grant extension requests. Arlington School District, you will see in your packet the reasons why on their projects. More than one.
Down to the.
Do they-
EA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wonder, will they get their house, get it? Oh, Brooklyn's gone. All right. She prepared the briefing, so I know she does her due diligence to communicate with the entities regarding their deadlines to make sure that they will fulfill in time. All right.
Yeah. We'll let you go, Grant.
Yeah, I'm just look at the back too. I move to approve the extension request for Arlington School District FY 25 capital investment grant to August 31st, 2026 and December 31st, 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve an extension request for Arlington School District's fiscal year 2025 capital investment grants. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, 710. This contract is for engineering for the BEAD grant project that we have received. Previously, you approved an agreement with Nick Green for grant management. This portion of the grant is for the engineering, which has to be done. 75% of the contract will be paid with BEAD funds, and of course, the 25% is our match. So procurement has been followed due to the prior agreement we had with Lightspeed Network, so we're covered there. I've seen correspondence with legal counsel regarding that. So just to clarify, this would be approval of a not to exceed an amount of $963,140.50 for the contract. I'm sorry, there's not a briefing on this one. I didn't put one in.
Gary, questions? Motion, if you're ready.
No,
You're good.
I don't have any questions.
Also move to approve
Phase 4 amendment.
phase 4 of the addendum to the engineering agreement not to exceed $963,140.50
For Lightspeed Network.
for Lightspeed Network as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the phase 4 amendment to LS Networks agreement. Is there any discussion?
No, I'm just glad to see that we're finally through the phase 4.
Yes. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. I apologize, we didn't have a briefing on that one. It's okay. All right, where we at here? Okay,
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, consider approval of Radcom contract renewal. Kim O'Connell. Okay, Kim is our technology in-house coordinator.
Hello. So I'm moving, or I'm sorry, I'm not moving. Our RadComp agreement is up for renewal. And since I have been here, their service has increased exponentially. We have a dedicated account manager who's always been readily available whenever I needed to reach out to her. And they have continued to have someone come out every month. So we have a nice touch point and follow up with him. So that's been super helpful and it has improved our overall support. We're also increasing our cybersecurity with a program called Huntress, which will also give quicker response time if any threat, including an enhancement in our ransomware. So.
Okay. So how are the costs on this?
It's going to go up another 27K a year. But that also included that I just found out 2 weeks ago, Microsoft increased their M365 suite. So that gave it a big chunk of it. But in the meantime, I also have been doing a scrub on our devices by us decreasing our devices from 2 to 1. That will bring down our bill, and also people that don't need the Microsoft 365 suite also decreases our monthly bill.
Okay.
So
is that 19 with Microsoft you think is going to go down?
no, that will not. That's their annual.
That's their annual. Okay.
So I had a problem the other day. I was trying to download a form that Brooke sent me, and my computer did the same thing it did last time I couldn't open it in Adobe or do anything. I know doesn't have anything to do with Microsoft 365, but
Did you call Recco?
no, I'm gonna have to again.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I got like removed from the Adobe subscription.
Shouldn't have.
That
Okay.
shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't- Okay.
I'll
Alright.
call
Yeah,
them.
Okay.
you might have to re-log in. Sometimes mine, every once in a while, like maybe every couple months, I have to log in again. So you don't stay
To the Adobe.
to Adobe, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll try that. If not, I'll call that.
Yeah.
Did anything happen with a prior price increase that was supposed to be realized,
We,
but
we're-
didn't get realized?
we were getting a discount.
Okay.
And they did not take it off when they should have, so they honored it to the end of the current
Okay.
contract. So that discount won't be applied into the new renewal, so.
Okay. So in the balance, this increase, really, we received a discount for a longer period of time than we
Yes,
could have.
yes.
So that was.
Yeah, so that was removed.
Okay.
And like I said, the currently we have, Sophos is our VPN, but also our, managed point, security system that we have, and that's gonna be replaced with Huntress.
Okay.
And so when looking at the, data, Sophos can take up to 30 minutes or longer to take care of that issue, where Huntress is on 24/7 and can shut everything down within 8 minutes. So basically if somebody clicks on a link and it's bad and it's a threat, it will put that account into a bubble
Okay.
and fix it before they release it out into our server again.
Big part of.
That in layman's terms saying that, yeah.
Okay. The cybersecurity part of it, so important.
Yes.
Over stories with other counties, so.
Yes, especially with the ransomware.
I'm just saying,
Curry County, I believe, they thought that it came from somebody putting a thumb drive in their computer.
Yeah, and that can happen.
So they just dropped a thumb drive somewhere and somebody picked it up and then thought, we'll see what's on it. And that's where they believe that's how that started.
Yeah, so you just gotta be careful when you stick USB things in your
Right.
Yeah.
laptop.
that happened in the Middle East. Israelis did it to Iran. And they're processing plutonium.
Yeah, so.
Big article on it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it just scares me.
So
it's scary.
Fact was that Curry County was looking at budget cuts and they were trying to decide if they wanted to pay for the extra insurance for cybersecurity and they decided not to. And then that.
Oh, no, never. No.
No.
So then we were all like calling the county and saying, cause we were down at AOC and we're like,
Yeah.
we better look at this, so.
Nope.
Right.
And it cost them millions and millions and millions
Yes.
of dollars at
Yeah.
Curry County before they were done.
They can drop you to your knees for sure. So why
Went
is,
back to paper, manual stuff.
oh, yeah. No.
It's one of my worst things. Happen.
I know.
We have to invest,
Yes,
be vigilant.
thoroughly.
It's cheap in the long run.
That's
I
right.
mean, it looks daunting, you
Yeah.
just look at the amount, but
I know, I'm just having a hard time still swallowing it, but it's.
yeah.
Typically, it's the monthly recurring charge that's under the fees. That's what they bill us every month.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been 12,000 approximately, and now it'll go to 14-ish.
And they did say that every year there'll be a 5% increase. So the thing that caught me off guard was the Microsoft increase. Cause I had it after doing the scrub of removing users and everything else, we had it like it was gonna be an $8,000 increase. But when that came in, that increased it back, jacked it back up to 27K. So.
I don't know if we have a choice.
No.
Yeah, Microsoft, we have no choice. There's nothing we can do to reduce that down, except if nobody uses Microsoft, but we all use
We
it.
have- They got us, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. We've, you know, tech has been done so many different ways over the years, and we contract with the ESD for a while. We've never had our own in-house person.
Mm.
You know, I think this works as well as it can work. It's never perfect, but this type of a contract over the whole life of the time I've been along, this has worked the best. Okay.
You good?
Yeah,
I'll move to approve rad comp agreement with the term end date of July 15th, 2029 as presented.
second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the RADComp agreement with a term ending July 15th, 2029. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
712, consider approval of right-of-way agreement with Glass Roots. Okay, this is again that same fiber, I believe. Yeah, microcable fibers locating existing conduit. Okay. Any discussion on this?
The only thing I saw was the date. There's no permit expires. I thought
What are we looking
I
at?
can check the deal. I mean, that's all, I mean, I'm okay
Okay.
with it, but that's the only thing you're pulling through a fiber or through a conduit, maybe, so.
Right.
At one point, I thought we were gonna work on a better vacation on the
Right.
right of way agreement.
Mm-hmm. It does need work.
Yeah.
But
I reached out to
Jeremy.
Matt next, oh, I forget his name, Morrow County.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to pull up some of other counties, to see what they use. And I talked to, I forget his last name, the Mike used to be the judge in MacArthur about this about a year ago, and yeah, I guess my only thing is I'd like to see it before here sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
right.
sooner.
Mm-hmm.
before it's already been signed.
Right.
Well, yeah, you know, and it's maybe this is something
Process.
that we can do with the new planner too.
Yes.
Stephanie's been great and stuff too, but it's just, yeah, it's like we get it. And it's like
We need to work on the process then.
I'm not trying to do their job, but it'd just be like a little more heads up, I think, to see where we're going with it. But
right.
But it definitely, yeah, it needs to be. It's on my list, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You wanna,
I'll move to approve the right-of-way application from Glassroots Construction as presented.
second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the right-of-way application from Glassroots Construction. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Okay, announcements next meeting, May 20th, Bronquist Building, Arlington. Now that the budget's passed, there's 3 or 4 things we're gonna need to work on. Strategic plan, economic enhancement ordinance, union negotiations are coming too. So those will be the next upcoming things I see for us to work on. And whatever else.
Is the union the end contract at the end of June? This
It's
year?
the 1st of 27, but they
okay.
requested we get to working on it
Sure.
because she had several others and didn't want them all bottlenecked at once. So we're hoping to work some things out ahead of time.
I was thinking for some reason it was
Ahead of the time it was.
this year, and I was like,
Deadline.
that's coming real quick. So
Mhm.
27. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing I wondered about is we had our housing meeting in January. If we wanna
Have another one?
set up something so that like every
Mhm.
I don't know, 6 months, like,
Yeah.
now that we've passed the budget so fast that maybe.
Right, that's done. So on the housing, just to update you, I went to the city of Arlington's meeting and asked them about, the housing study. Are they interested in participating? Because my way of thinking was they have to be on board, or you have a study that's just shelved. So they wanted time to think about it. So their meeting's next week to determine if they want to participate in it. And then we'll go forward and figure out where we go from there on that study. Cause the south end of the county is interested for sure. And some entities on the north as well, but it's just the city's gonna be key to this. That doesn't mean it wouldn't happen. It's just we need to know about their interest in participating. I sent the city of Arlington and anyone who was at the housing meeting, Morrow County's full report. So everyone should have that to review what a housing study looks like and how they did their RFP. So that's where that is. The other thing about what you just said is, this housing authority discussion with Umatilla County, if that would be a good group of people to hear what they have to say about weighing the pros and cons on that. So yeah, quarterly, maybe.
Well, I was even thinking, even if you did it every 6 months, just to
Keep the
keep it
conversation.
on the front
Yeah.
burner instead of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or twice a
Usually
year.
June is a really busy month, but since we have the budget passed now, it might be.
But also like August, September is good too. It seems like it's kind of a lull between, everybody getting up and running with, school and things. Okay, that's good. Speaking of housing, since we're talking about housing, House Bill 2089, the foreclosed property statute. Thanks to Anya, we have gotten completely through the process, and we worked with AOC to help us through the entire process, and the proceeds from the sale of the two properties have been forwarded to the Oregon Treasury, which is what the statute lays out. And there's a very specific process to notifying potential claimants for the proceeds. So the sale price less the cost is the net proceeds, which was forwarded. The third
So
property.
less the cost includes the taxes that are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So taxes, legal fees, time, advertising, those types of things are what we retain. And so the third property has been re-advertised. That's the house on Court Street. The auction is set for May 28th, right? At 5 o'clock on the courthouse steps, and that will be taxes and fees, which were around $9,000.
The minimum bid is 8,000, which is our total.
Okay. So that's hopefully that, I just see that as doing our part too, to get those properties back on the tax rolls and get that property, which is a buildable lot or a savable house, depending on who purchases it. We'll see. Well, yeah, we've had people look, we've had people take tours and look, so, yeah.
It was a nice house back in the day. It's
Yeah.
shams is now.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's
no.
rough.
I don't know what
Yeah,
does it have asbestos siding?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah.
Sure, we have one that's,
Uh-huh,
I'm sure, I know it's gotta be too.
right.
Real kind of ceramic,
Looking stuff.
ceramic like, yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
right. Okay, what do you have?
Let's see here. Just wanted to speak briefly about the Norcore budget. It's coming up next meeting. Did you guys receive any of the budget from them? If not, I'll get it mailed to you
I think I
just to
did.
look at. I thought it was on there, but I don't know. But anyway, like I say, they were all of a sudden they were wanting to tack on another 60 to Sherman and us for a juvenile position that they're not filling. it's still awful tight. I the non-represented employees down there, their nurses and some of their mental health are not receiving any raise. And I kind of have a problem with that, but I'm still, like I say, it's always a concern. They're just barely making it, but I just think the day might be coming to where, I don't know, we might have to increase revenues. And I'm thinking it's the counties, but I don't know where everybody else is on that, but I mean, we're not doing anything to the existing jail. They did the roof on the rental course, but we need that income. But I'm really concerned the facility. I mean, but just back of your mind. The industrial park, of course, I don't know, we had a hydrant leaking. Do you remember that last meeting? They were talking about it. They went to replace it on the 17th Friday, Dewey and Brian, and I'm not sure who else was there, but anyway, long story short, he called me. I was almost in Idaho. He said, "We got a problem. I can't get this stopped." And I says, "Well, call somebody. Can't get somebody." And I started thinking, going through my phone. He got a hold of Crestline. They do a lot of work for the city of the Dalles on these fire systems. They sent a crew up, I said, "Yeah, we don't want to lose the fire system." So anyway, got that done. Road crew, Dewey, Brian, Bill, Clint, all those guys, great job. But I'm going to meet with Daryl this afternoon, but that facility, I think we're going to have to really look at replacing the rest of the hydrants, isolation valves, and then get a maintenance program going because there was no maintenance program on the valving and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
These valves need to be exercised, lubricated, and
Okay.
anyway, and I'm not saying we got to do it just this summer or whatever, but
Very good.
get with everybody and kind of get
Yes.
some program kind of established going forward.
Is that like, do you mean, like the city, when they go through and run the hydrants just to see and then try to back off?
Yeah, when the hydrant's installed and not touched for 20 years, that's not a.
Yeah, it's 20 years.
Yeah.
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 And the problem is when they open something and they can't get it back seated to stop.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, when you exercise them and use them but yeah, they can't, they weren't able to isolate this.
Okay.
And it's not like the whole tank was gonna drain, but it was I just don't think we get it fixed. We gotta get it fixed because I didn't want the fire system not being in service for the building there. But I'll get with Daryl. The other thing is I'm not sure too, if either one of you know, but there's a propane tank there, a large one. Do they use propane for the bakery there, or whatever?
Oh,
I don't.
it's over by Arden Mills?
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
it's on the south side, but
Daryl will know.
yeah, I had some questions for Daryl. But it should be placarded and I just want to make sure we're in compliance, some things on there. But anyway, I'm gonna get with him on that.
Is it there's heating system?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask Daryl. I mean, it's a big tank. I wouldn't think they would use this for, I mean, I think it was something maybe for manufacturing. I don't know. I don't know if they have an oven. I don't know. Maybe they're not even using it.
I wonder if they have to keep the stuff inside that building at a certain temperature, so they haven't. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I toured in there, but I didn't look to see what it was.
But my concern was it looked like the tanks. I mean, it needs to be painted. I mean, we don't want to lose. Yeah, we're not taking care of it. We want to take care of it. There he is.
Or even if it has anything in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do use it and then we own it because it's, when they pay the fee, they don't pay another rental fee on it.
Okay.
But there's some paint kind of coming off it. We could probably get it painted another white or light. It has to be a light color legally.
Yeah.
And get it placarded.
Yeah. No, that was on my list with you. And like I said, I didn't even know it was there. So I was like,
mine too, till I seen you talk.
But anyway, I'll meet with Daryl. We'll go over some of these things and yeah, we'll get something going. So,
all right.
Any more questions?
No, I think that was it. Thanks, Daryl.
Well, back to Norpor, I just think, we all went to county college and there are certain services that we must provide by law.
Yeah.
Unfunded mandates, right? And so we have to figure out how to do it all. we have expenses that rise over here and it's a required. And we've had the luxury of quite a bit of discretionary funding, and we just need to be able to balance those things we must fund and the things we'd like to fund and do it all and keep our citizens served.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of when I hear, okay, then we're gonna have to figure out how to absorb that.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, the thing too, with their staff down there, I mean, I think they're doing everything they can do to keep the costs down. I mean,
Right.
they even no budget for uniforms or,
Right.
I mean, I think they're doing everything they can to keep the holes plugged.
Right.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, at a certain point, you can only cut so much of the little things before
you have to look.
employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And I think regional concepts have been great for us over time, but there's also issues that come along with them as well. But they've been more benefit than drawbacks.
Yeah, I guess my point I'm trying to stress is I think we're getting to a bridge that we're gonna have to do something.
As long as we have fair warning, that's all I ask. No surprises.
So, when they came and gave us all those scenarios and stuff, which one did they settle on?
Well, we really haven't. We're, it's that group was meeting again, and there was talk about the juvenile facility and what they're gonna do. But the one scenario, like it stated, even if they did something there, taking that money that the county still do, we're still gonna have a shortfall with the projection. But I mean, they're treading water, but the thing is, the facility is deteriorating. And we're not addressing that. I mean, they got the lock system, the doors, control room, it's original.
Yeah.
And they can't even hardly get parts.
No.
So that's gonna create more problems. 96, 8? When they built it, I believe.
Now we're third years.
The roof. I mean,
This is
it's just
time.
you pay me now or pay you later. I mean, that's the whole thing is the facility, but another one of those keep you up late at night.
Yeah, if you don't fix the roof, then you are gonna be fixing other things later.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just challenging. I guess that's a word that I'm trying to use that's kind of in the middle.
Right.
But anyway, Cedar Springs, I'll email, I got it from Andy, a report update. He is moving on things. I'm not gonna read all through this because we've been going. But anyway, I think it's good. He's working on working on that actual, the property description and what they need to do to survey and everything. So anyway, I'm not gonna read through it, but I'll email that to you out later today. And let's see. Trash garbage. I did discuss real quick a little bit with Sheriff Bencourt about cameras. DOT did pick up a lot of the stuff there.
So we had
great.
2 exits. We had Philpott and Blaylock.
Yes.
That they cleaned.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, as of right now.
Yes. And there's stuff there now.
Oh,
again.
Gosh.
And the other challenging thing is the viewpoint there west of town. But anyway, I talked to Sheriff Bencourt about, I don't know what your guys' feelings are. I wanted to check with you before I went another step, but I would like to visit with Redding. He's Gary's kind of the camera guy, just to kind of get a cost on what some cameras would be. I'm not saying I'm not taking action. I just want to get something to bring to you guys.
Great.
To see what you think. I mean, we could put them, some type of remotes that the sheriffs would be responsible and take care of them, and I mean, they could use them.
Yeah.
Or set them up anywhere. So
Well, I don't know what kind of process you'd have to go through to even just put a sign that says, dumping of trash is illegal and we.
Offensive littering.
well, that's my next thing. I visited
Yeah.
with the DOT guy there, and I said, I don't know if he's gonna reach out to Scott
Peters.
Yeah. But I said, ODOT's, they gotta have some signs somewhere that
Yes.
they could put up,
Mhm.
you know, at the exits of the viewpoint. And
Right.
I said, you know, I'd like to
Yeah.
hopefully
Mm-hmm.
have them.
Well, it's just like when everybody used to smoke, they had the signs that said, you know, throwing away
Yeah.
of
Yes.
burning trash is
Mhm.
illegal.
Yeah, $500 fine or something, whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah, so anyway,
There used to be one between Conant and Arlington about offensive littering in the fine. You know, it's not very big, but
Yeah.
right,
people are stopping there, so.
yeah,
But when I went and looked at when I heard they cleaned them up, I happened to be going that way, so I pulled in both exits and I thought, wow, this looks great. But there were trucks sitting there at both exits.
yeah.
So it's not our people, you know,
No, it's not, but it's, they're
Yeah.
cleaning their trucks out.
Uh-huh.
But anyway.
Okay,
Chris was
we're
gonna
dipping
look,
away out.
yeah, Chris was gonna try to look into see if we get some signage, cause yeah, I said, yeah, I'd like to put some signs up and, you know, we can go through. And I'll get with Anthony to try to see if we can get a cost to bring back to let everybody think, see what we
Yeah,
think about.
it's not just the cleaning it up, it's keeping it clean,
Yeah,
and that's the
but
trick. Uh-huh.
The thing with those cameras, they could set them up wherever, you know, anywhere in the county.
Well, you really need it so that if it's at the point where they pull in and then you can read their plate on the front of their truck and
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
send them a ticket
Mhm.
for
Yep.
littering.
No, that's it'd be nice to make an example of them.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, and that's, I think about it. I got
Just so you know, I keep my trash in my truck.
One other thing that is prevalent, and it's just, I'm not making an excuse for anyone that throws garbage out at all, but it's hard to find a garbage can. It's becoming increasingly difficult. The reason I notice I have a grandchild looking for a place for diapers I'm like, where are the garbages? Yes, it just doesn't seem like there's as many options and I don't know if that's part of the problem, but that's beside the point. I think we just keep chipping away at this and make a plan. And we do have litter patrol talks going on for youth on our county roads, safe locations on our county roads for a small amount of money through our juvenile department. So that's a step in the right direction.
And I can't remember if I said it or not, but I did mention dumpsters to the they're like, please don't, because it'll make it worse.
Make it worse.
Yeah. And I said, well, just throwing ideas out there. But anyway, I'll get some of the cameras and come back and
perfect. Thank you.
let everybody think, and that's it.
And whether there's some kind of signage that we.
Yes, he should
Is there-
hopefully.
is there a fine in Oregon for dumping trash?
Yeah, it's offensive littering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, but I mean, even like cameras, I mean, there's been fires lit on intentionally.
Yeah, exactly.
And, it just, I don't know, the world we're in, I think I think it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Great.
I just looked it up, Leah. Offensive littering is a Class C misdemeanor, up to 30 days in jail and a fine up to $12.50.
Oh, yeah.
God, can they make them pick litter up too?
That would be nice
Uh-huh.
if that could be on the sign, so that.
Right.
I got Korea Friday.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
I'm done.
You have.
I had, on the 24th, I went to counseling because they were having their budget for their. And I think their funding is actually a lot more stable than they thought it was gonna be at first. Okay, yeah, Cape Cod. Yeah, and then they're gonna have a meeting the middle of May and invite the board to come and just go through all the different departments to see what each of the, and I think we need to also push those services more so in Gilliam County for the.
Would it help for them to come here and talk to us?
I
directly?
think I can ask Paula if they would
Okay.
here. I know they occasionally went to like the mill sites, but yeah, anything to. Because they know that Gilliam County and Wheeler County are underserved. They did get 2 people that are on the board now that are from Wheeler County. So that is improved over there, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can improve that funding in Gilliam County, so. every little bit helps those people that are barely making it.
Yeah. Okay, I've had a couple meetings, one on the BEAD funding and the EV charging project, which sounds like they're gonna be breaking ground the summer of 27. Takes a long time.
Really?
It's
Wow.
grant funding, but more traction than I've seen on this since I've been here, so.
I think we started that in 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, but they do have their designs. We're talking about going to city planning, and so there is some traction going with that. And the person is in charge is doing a good job. Had a meeting with Nate Stice this last week. Went to the Braver Angels training, which was, it's a nonprofit building bridges to basically protect our democracy and fight against partisanship. So we're all talking. We're both sides of everything. It's all about communicating for the greater good of the democracy. And it was a very good discussion. This particular discussion was on how to bridge the urban-rural divide. And they came out here. They came to the 3 counties and started that discussion. But that isn't there. This was just a component of their mission. This was one initiative, I guess, that on the urban-rural divide. So they're talking to both urban people and rural people about our challenges and how we bridge those divides. So it was very good, and I can see more of that coming. We do need help with communication. We talked about the things that impact communication, such as social media, and how to get people talking directly, because we'll have greater understanding when we can sit at a table and talk. It was very good.
Well, people are always braver when they can sit behind
Mm-hmm.
something.
Right. Yeah. And to be able to come to agreements on what are the facts of the matters that matter at hand, because 2 people might think the facts are something different. How do we agree on what the facts are and now work towards a solution about what we may disagree on? It was very good.
Where was that?
That was at the Memorial Hall.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We will have our property auction the end of May, like I said. We did hire a planning director, Michelle Colby, and so she will start June 1st. She will be training and figuring out where everything was left with the city of Boardman. Additionally, we have some avenues for some specialized help on some of the pending wind projects that we may need help on.
So will we need to maybe contract with them a little bit to help or carry over, and they're good with that?
It's possible through a couple of different options.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
we might need a little bit of help.
the transition.
Yeah. To make sure the things that we have going, we have the proper level right now.
Yeah.
Because there's some big things happening right now. So we need to make sure we have that help. And let's see, what else do we have going on?
So I know Saddle Butte is in the works, but where did Cordelia end up at that?
I haven't heard from them. I don't know. Where is that?
Cause I kind of understood at one point that maybe they were going to put their transmission line potentially through the Brookfields project.
I think that's where they wanted to tie in, yes, to the BPA one.
Maybe they're just sitting back waiting to make sure that goes through.
Look on the energy page, it should show
Yeah.
but I haven't heard anything either.
I might contact Sean Bell and ask him if he has any updates where they're at.
Leaning Juniper 2B, the repower for Oven Grid is starting. So that's coming soon. That's what all the activity you see on the other side of the industrial park is going to be for that project.
How they're rolling it.
I want to talk with them and make sure, again, trash and traffic. Be careful of our people and, getting from point A to point B and they're driving, just
So
be aware of it.
they're gonna make,
They're gonna,
yeah, I hope that corner that's gonna go up Weatherford Road, they give plenty of warning on the other side of it.
Yes,
But
yes. Mhm. Yeah, they said it was a couple weeks span of time where the parts will be coming, so it'll be a narrow period of time.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure, I talked to them, I'm making sure we have communication about when those times will be. So hopefully.
Sounds like they're gonna be pretty close to that, right? Right about the start of harvest, cause I had a gentleman with harvest and was not happy.
Worried about it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he said, well, be harvested and they're like,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
you know, try to work
Right.
with them. You have problems, get all of us.
Mhm. Yeah.
What you can do.
well, if the ones that are just dumping at Cedar Springs, they're only gonna have to deal from Weatherford Road down to the Cedar Springs, but
Yeah,
that's still
yeah,
the most cornery part of
Yes.
that
yeah.
It is.
section, so.
Uh-huh. Right. Let's see, we've been having administrative staff meetings, which have been really good. Just Anya, Brooklyn, Autumn and I, just to the projects we have to keep them going and make sure that our workload is working. So that's been very good. Frontier Telenet budget meeting, 911 board meeting, have a tour with staff from Senator Merkley and Senator Wyden's office on the 20th, and they want to drive around and look at a lot of things in the county, which they need to see with their own eyes, such as the marina, Corps of Engineers, waste management, anything else you want them to look at, let us know.
So
So,
floodplain.
yeah, the floodplain, the road,
Wetlands.
the road, the wetlands,
Never-
exactly,
Yeah.
the train, getting stopped by the train, all the things we deal with. I just think it really
Make sure
matters.
they get stopped by the train.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have.
Find out the schedule and then.
Yeah. Okay, so it's noon. We're doing good on time. Next meeting is May 20th at the Gronquist Building, 10 o'clock a.m. And just happy to have our budget passed and moving forward.
Does anybody want copies of these emails I'm gonna send you?
I'll just use the email. Thanks.
You can just send
Yeah.
I think I might have already forwarded them to you.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
was happy with.
Good. I think it's great news. Mhm.
'Cause,
Okay.
yeah, Dewey said he hadn't heard anything.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.